Prince Harry has always been seen as the unbreakable husband, the devoted, loyal partner who stands by Meghan Markle no matter what. Every scandal, every headline, every critical article, he absorbed it all without complaint. From the outside, it looked simple. He walked away from everything he knew, the British royal family, the palace, and the life he grew up in, and started fresh in America. For the public, he became the perfect husband, silent, loyal, and unshakable. Every public appearance reinforced that image. Every media storm he survived made the story stronger. Harry was the protector, the one shielding Meghan from criticism and taking all the hits himself. But as with many public figures, reality is rarely as clean as the image. If you look closely, you could see the first cracks. A heaviness in his eyes that wasn't always there, subtle tension in his posture, moments that felt slightly off. At first, people brushed it off. Exhaustion, stress, the constant weight of living under the world's microscope. It's understandable. But those subtle signs were real, and those paying attention could see something quietly building. The turning point came at a private wellness summit in California. It was a small event with minimal cameras and almost no press, designed for honest conversation about mental health and personal struggles. Harry was there, and for a while, everything seemed normal. He spoke openly about adjusting to life in California, about missing home, and about the sadness of knowing his children would grow up far from the country he loved. Then someone asked a question that would change everything. Have you ever felt like you lost yourself in love? On the surface, it was simple, but for Harry, it struck deep. The room went silent. He froze, not theatrically, just completely still. His smile dropped, his shoulders stiffened, and then slowly, deliberately, he spoke. I did. There was a time I didn't recognize the man in the mirror anymore. I thought I was finding freedom, but sometimes freedom can look a lot like a cage. Those words hit like a bomb. Psychologists, commentators, and royal watchers began analyzing every gesture, every pause. The clip went viral within hours, spreading across social media, dissected frame by frame. For the first time, the cracks that had been forming quietly for years were visible to the public. Harry, for all his loyalty and composure, had been carrying an invisible weight. Life in America had not been the fairy tale many imagined. Every move, every word, every appearance was scrutinized. For years, he took it all on silently, believing he was protecting Meghan, believing he was doing the right thing. But this constant pressure came at a cost. The man who had seemed unbreakable began to question his role. Was he really the protector? Or had the dynamics of their relationship and public life shifted in ways he hadn't expected? Once the Wellness Summit moment leaked, the fallout was immediate. Meghan's team scrambled to manage the narrative, releasing statements portraying Harry as exhausted, misunderstood, or fragile. But nothing could undo the clip. Millions had already seen it. A man finally expressing what he had carried silently for years. Behind the scenes, tension had been building for months. Harry and Meghan's priorities were diverging. Meghan wanted momentum, more projects, more visibility, more control over how their story was told. Harry wanted the opposite, peace, quiet, and space to exist without every move being packaged for public consumption. Harry was worn down, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. He had been the one absorbing every blow, keeping the image intact, showing loyalty and composure at all times. That weight had been quietly building for years. After the summit, the tension at home exploded. Sources say Meghan accused Harry of betrayal, of making her look manipulative, and claimed he had destroyed everything they had built together. But Harry didn't fold. He didn't apologize or soften his words. Instead, he said something remarkably simple and direct. I didn't destroy anything. Just told the truth. The room went silent. Meghan left, slamming the door. Harry, finally unburdened, felt relief. He had voiced what he had carried privately for far too long. The moment went viral immediately. Analysts, YouTubers, and TikTok creators dissected his body language, tone, and the timing of every word. Headlines called it a cryptic confession or a trouble in paradise. Attempts by Meghan's team to control the narrative, painting Harry as fragile or misunderstood, only made the optics worse. The internet had already seen the truth. For the first time was no longer playing the role he had been locked into for years. This is significant. For years, Harry had been the agreeable husband, the protector, the one who absorbs every blow while keeping the image intact. That role had defined him publicly. Now he showed he could step out of it. This wasn't just a viral clip, it was a reality check. The pressure of public life, the sacrifices and loyalty, and the moment when even the most devoted person starts questioning their path. Harry's story reminds us of a universal truth. Even those who seem unbreakable carry battles invisible to the world, and sometimes what we imagine as freedom can feel like a cage. The wellness summit, the viral clip, and the confrontation at home revealed an important shift. Harry was no longer silently carrying the weight. He had stopped performing the role that had defined him for years. For the public, it was a moment of revelation. For Harry, it was a step toward reclaiming himself, speaking his truth, and navigating life on his own terms. It also reminds us that behind every curated image, every carefully managed story, there is a human being with struggles, doubts, and the courage to finally voice their truth. Sometimes freedom can look a lot like a cage. These words are more than a viral quote. They're the key to understanding the man behind the headlines. And now, the world is finally seeing a side of Prince Harry that no headline or magazine cover has ever captured before.